Well, howdy doody, everybody. Cigar Titan here. How is everybody doing? I know that wasn't the normal way we usually start the show. You didn't get the scream this time. I'm just kidding. What's going on, everybody? Cigar Titan here once again with another episode of Smoke Signals and Side Quest. This is episode number 8. We are glad to have you along for the ride. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you like this, we air these episodes every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch the audio-only versions over on Spotify and Amazon Music. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment down below. If there's an idea that you have for a future episode, something that you would like to see, drop it in the comments down below. We'll take a look at it. Maybe it'll be aired in a future episode. Who knows? But man, do we have quite a show for you today. But before we get into the nitty-gritty here, let me go ahead and bring my first co-host to the stage, Mr. Redbeard Riot. How are you, sir?
Indeed, sir. Well, I'll tell you how I am. I'm hot. Is how I am.
And you are like, one fine gentleman. I agree.
No, not like that. I wish. I'd love that. I'd love to be that hot. No,
somebody said you would like to be 6'5". You wanted to feel what it was like to be 6'5".
Well, I mean,
or get paid to be 6'5". Something
right? No,
like
we're getting paid. I'd like to get paid to be 6'5", ripped, and extremely good looking.
There you go. Well, you're already extremely good looking, sir.
My full-time job.
Yes.
No, it's hot as it's hot as hell. And ordinarily I'm the kind of person who would say to someone saying this to me, grow a pair. All right. Come on. Suck it up. Yeah, it's hot. Everybody knows.
Yes.
Fine. Except for my air conditioner died on Friday.
Oh, boom. So it finally kicked the can.
Yes and no. It was a different component that broke.
Okay.
I was able to order it, get it off of Amazon. It showed up this morning. I got it reinstalled, and that's fixed, right? But that made for a night last night that was just misery. Just misery. They build the houses around here to hold heat in, right? Because it gets really cold during the wintertime.
Sure.
So trying to sleep when it's 90 degrees in your room is impossible. Set up fans everywhere. I'm blowing air out the windows to just like it's 85 outside and 90 inside. Yep. And I'm trying to like exhaust this air out.
That is the worst feeling when you're laying there in bed and you're just like laying in a pile of your own sweat.
Yeah. Nobody got much sleep here last night. The dogs, they were up all night. So we all tried to get a little bit of rest in earlier today. They were wiped out. They were done. They didn't want to do nothing today, but
well, hopefully you'll have a better night.
It makes me wonder,
tonight.
The whole World Cup thing they were doing where they were talking about how all the Europeans came and they said, oh, Americans in your AC, right? And it's like, yeah. And that made me think. I'm like, Europeans, if we have any Europeans in the chat or, watching the video, what do you do when it's 90 degrees inside your room? How do you sleep? And I think in weird European measurements in Celsius,
that's correct. Yes.
I don't know the exact conversion. I want to say it's like 30 or 35 degrees.
You guys,
right, yes. If you guys don't have air conditioning, how do you do that? Like, what's your strategy? Because I didn't have one. I was like, that's a bold strategy, Cotton. I didn't have a strategy. Just sweat and die was the strategy. Anyway. So having fun. Good times.
Good. How was your week?
Not bad. I did almost die once, but not bad.
How did you almost die?
Well, I had the trailer rented out. It was up at Bear Lake, which is up by the Idaho border. And I was talking to a gentleman up there at the time. He says, hey, have you ever taken this other way to get back home? As opposed to just the traditional route that I would normally go. He says there's a lot less elevation change going this other different way. And whenever you're towing something, less elevation change is better, right? Towing uphill just dries out your gas tank. And so I said, all right, I pulled it up. I looked on the map, said, I've never been this way, but I'm happy to give it a shot. The amount of time difference was like 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. Let's do it. So I decided to go ahead and take that route, set up the Google Maps with the directions on it, and I'm on my way. Somewhere in the wilds of friggin' Wyoming, or who knows where, I'm driving along, and my navigation tells me, turn right. Now, it didn't give me any kind of an indication that it was changing my route. It just says turn right. Cool. Okay. Turn right. Immediately when I do that, I know that this is incorrect, because I pass some signs that start telling me the cities that I'm getting ready to come up to. And I'm like, no. You're supposed to be taking me to Evanston, not to Ogden, right?
Right.
So I already know there's nobody around, so it's not a big deal. Slow down, stop, look at my maps, and I see, okay, well, if I come up here a little ways, turn right, I can see where the road goes, and then it'll turn right again and go back to the road that I was just on. Awesome. Which, generally speaking, is the easiest way to flip it around when you're towing a 30-foot trailer, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, no worries. Head down to the road, find the road, hang a right. Get on this road, and it's narrow, and there's canals on both sides of the road. What? I mean, whatever, no worries. I'm just going to go down there, hang a right, go back to the road. Things just go wrong, right? There's nowhere to turn around. The pavement ends. So now it's a dirt road. A little bit further on, the dirt road turns into more like something that you'd want to take your four-wheel drive on. So it's getting ruddy. It's getting gross. There's a hill. I'm like, oh, up at the top of this hill must be where the turn is to go back to the road. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to power through it. I get up to the top of the hill. I enter into somebody's ranch.
No.
So I pull into now I'm on somebody's property. And I'm just like, okay,
not good.
Not awesome. The road is nowhere to be found. And do you want to know what this property looks like? This property looks like the hills have eyes, is what this property looks like. And I'm going, somebody is I'm going to be shot. Somebody is going to shoot me. Fortunately, just inside the gate, there were no more canals on the side of the road. You never saw somebody do a 3-point turn with a tow and a trailer as quick as
right.
I turned around. I got the hell out of there. It did not look good. It was not good times.
Well, we're glad you are still with us today.
I do remain. Yes,
you do remain. Excellent. Well, good deal. Let's go ahead and bring our second co-host to the stage, Mr. Sergeant Grumpy Pants.
We got to work on those salutes, boys, because you guys are way too Canadian for me.
Hey,
thank you for your service.
That's not how they do it. That's not. Hey.
No, that's you're way off that eyebrow line. But that's okay. At least you guys get a for effort, and you at least tried. So
are we like here?
Was it here?
Here?
And I'm like, huh.
Okay.
So is it palm up or palm down?
All right. So it's never palm up, because that
not
gets
like
a little
this.
too Winston Churchill-y for the RAF.
We're not doing Heil nobody.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. Like I said, you guys get A's for effort on trying, so I appreciate that. So,
all right.
Well done, gentlemen.
How you doing today, sir?
I'm okay. Yeah, not too bad. Today was a little bittersweet for me. I had to say goodbye to the youngest daughter. She had to wind up going back to her mom's, and summertime fun has finally come to an end. So she hopped on that big cast iron bird with the steel tail and winged her way back up to a different state.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
It is what it is. What can you do?
How long till you get her back?
She will actually be coming back the latter part of October, which is a surprise because that doesn't normally happen. So she will be around for Halloween. This is the first time she's going to be able to see the house all decorated up as the pirate house.
Oh, she's
And
going to love that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited when she decided that she wanted to do that. And she had an option. She was like, she could stay where she was and her grandmother could come down and watch her.
Or we're
she
going to be
could come
live
down to
streaming
Dad's.
from the pirate house.
You know what? I don't. Oh, when is? Wait, hang on. Now I got to look that up. Hang on. Because now I can't remember if Halloween's on a Friday or Saturday this year. I'd have to double check that. But let me.
Well, I
see
think
real
Halloween falls on a Saturday this year. Yes.
quick. Oh my God, it does fall on a Saturday. So are we doing a preemptive show on the 30th?
We'll probably end
Friday?
up doing a Friday. Probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay.
You still
Yeah,
have to
so-
dress up.
Oh, I'll dress up. I'm going to be in my full Jack Sparrow regalia, so head to toe. That will be the whole thing. Hence the reason, I'm already pre-shaving everything, so it kind of grows in, looks a little bit better. So,
So
Other than
daughter's
be
going to be out
authentic.
here.
huh?
So daughter's going to be out here for Halloween.
She will. She'll be out here for the last 2 weeks, and she'll head back on November 1st or 2nd, something like that, because her mother unfortunately has a work thing. And so the choices were her grandmother from her mother's side comes down and stays with her up where she lives with her mother, or she comes down and spends time with dad. And she opted to come spend time with dad for her own reasons, whatever they are. So, but I was happy that she chose that because it's extra time that I don't normally get, specifically during Halloween, which is a huge favorite holiday of mine and just kids in general. I mean, you get candy, you get to dress up and play pretend and go around, it's just fun. I love Halloween. It's probably my favorite. So today was just a very interesting day sending her off, though, because I had to deal with Southwest Airlines, who are not super proficient at anything, and then TSA, who is also not super proficient. So I won't give you the full thing, but I will give you what I had to deal with TSA. Now, explain something to me. When you're going through security check and they say remove electronics from bags, such as iPads, Kindles, CPAP machines, and cell phones.
Laptops are also a part of that. Yep.
Sure, but they didn't say laptops. And my daughter has a Nintendo Switch, which is not part of that criteria that they mentioned. So I said, cool, I'm going to leave it in there. They asked
basically
me,
anything with a lithium-ion battery.
Sure. The problem was they didn't specify it that way. They said iPad, Kindle, CPAP, or cell phone. The bag goes through, and they go, oh, we got random bag check. We have to do this. And they said, oh, this Nintendo game Switch had to come out, sir. And I was like, that's not what the lady at the other end said.
Snap the glove on?
Yeah, exactly. Well, she's like, this Nintendo had to come out before it went through the scanner. And I was like, the lady at the other end didn't say that. She's like, well, basically, it's all electronics. And I said, oh, okay, so why don't you guys just make the announcement? Everything that's electronic in a bag has to come out. And she's like, well, because not everything electronic has to come out of the bag. Cell phones can stay in the bag. And I was like, wait a minute. The lady at the other end specified cell phones. So which is it? Is it all electronics, including cell phones, or all electronics with the exception of cell phones? And she's like, well, we have this huge list. We really don't have time to go through it. And I'm like, yeah, but you really do have time to explain it to people who are not mind readers. You're giving me instructions. I'm following it. And then she had the audacity, this hippopotamus of a woman with a tin badge on her shirt, the audacity to say, well, maybe if you listened a little more carefully. And I said, ma'am, I was in the military. I listen very carefully. If I do not, shit goes sideways. I know how to listen. The problem is you did not specify clearly the criteria with which you needed me to remove specific things from this bag that you are now saying that I should have listened more carefully on. Well, guess what? I listened and did exactly what you told me to do. I do not read between the lines. I do not assume and I do not insinuate that this is what the things you're telling me to do. I was hot under the collar. And then she was just like, well, thank you for your service. I just, and then she muttered on her breath and just kind of walked away. And I was like, that's what I fucking thought. You don't sit there and try to tell me when you're blue-haired lady at the end of the security thing, taking bags and putting them into the Scantron 6200 or whatever the hell it's called. Don't tell me what it is I heard and I didn't hear, or what I should have interpreted as doing and not. I don't do that. You tell me, I'll do it. But if you're not specific enough and I don't do it, don't come down on me because you weren't thorough enough. The attention to detail is what I really, really hate. And that lacks in this world, specifically with TSA. Oh my God.
That's why I
annoying.
just get the pre-check. You get the pre-check. It's good for, I think, like 5 years or something like
Yeah.
that. And then you don't have to take any of that stuff out of your bag. You don't have to remove your shoes and all that nonsense unless you've got metal somewhere in your clothing that's going to set off the metal detector. Because when you go through TSA for that, they send you through metal detectors. They don't send you through that rotary thing that does the circular scan in the tube.
I mean, I don't
but,
mind
yeah.
going through that. I'm all about law and order and security, but don't sit there and tell me that we told you to do this when in fact you did not. That tweaks my tits. I don't like that. But that was it.
Well,
That's
you
all
know,
I had to do.
you do have to have like advanced level degree to work for the TSA, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. And these guys are the epitome of upholding physical fitness standards too, with their 95-inch waists. And they are. No, come on.
Tell me, if I were to run to my gate right now, could you stop me from doing it?
No, they'd have to be. The only thing that would catch you is Motorola. We have someone running down the Black Gateway trying to get to A4.
I'm going to need you to bend over and spread your ass cheeks,
please.
No.
Yeah, that's all. That was the highlight of my day today. But earlier this week, my dad was out. It was great. He got to spend some time with the youngest grandchild, and it was really good. It did my heart good to see him around that time. So, and then he left on Tuesday to go back to his life and his world. But it was a blessing to have him in our home and host for him. So we enjoyed that.
Good.
Right on.
How was your week?
It was okay. It was all right. It was kind of a slow week, all things considered. Not a lot going on this week. I do have a upcoming trip here, business trip next week. So I'll be flying out to Montana.
Ooh.
I'm kind of excited about that trip because I've never been to Montana before. And
Nice.
I've had this market now for 3.5, almost 4 years. And it's just been, Montana is one of those states that you've got a very limited window of time to actually fly in and get in there, because if you don't get in like late spring during the summer, there's a good chance that you're going to run into snow, because they can get snow as early as September, and they've gotten it in August. So, if you're not getting out there and getting in early, you're going to have a hard time finding a flight that gets in there without a bunch of complications. And the last thing I want to do is get in there and then get stuck out there and not be able to come home either, because I know the fiance would absolutely hate that. So,
Sure.
But yeah, I'll be out there next week. I'll take some pictures and send that over to you. I've got quite a drive. I'm flying into Billings and then flying out of Helena. So two completely different airports. We're going to have to drive across the entire state, but I'm excited about it. I think
don't go around poking grizzly bears in the butt.
No, but I think the scenery is going to be quite nice as we're making that drive. So
wait, you're driving?
Well, I'm not driving to Montana. I'm flying in, but when I'm there,
driving around,
we're going to be driving around quite a bit. So, because we're pretty spread out there. So
now, are you allowed to divulge the general area? Like you said, you're flying out of Helena, but is it Helena that you're going to be in? Is it Missoula? Is it, where
I'll be basically every town between Billings and Helena. I'll be making my way across.
You should have pulled up a map, because you say those words and I'm like, I've heard those names before, but I don't know where that's at.
Billings is kind of at the southern part of Montana. And then as you go a little further up, you get into Helena and some of the other towns. So I'll be starting at the southern part of the state and working my way up.
All right.
Now let me know if you see a river runs through it.
I will definitely let you know if I see a river running through anything. Well, awesome. All right. Well, like I said at the beginning of the show, we have quite the episode in store for everybody today. But before we get into our first segment of the night, let's go ahead and turn it over to Red Beer Riot to knock out some apologies.
Yeah, for sure. I have one giant apology, which is that I do not have my list of apologies. I left it in my other pants, apparently, other office, not really sure. So maybe we'll push that off to the back of the show, and
it was the one time I remembered we had to do it.
We'll get our HR lady to
Is the one big apology to apologize for not having the apologies?
That's correct, sir. Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to track.
That's all right. Well, we can get into the first segment of
So
the
we do
evening.
apologize for our shitty show.
Well, our show is pretty great. I don't know. We don't have to apologize for that.
We'll do it later. We'll do it later.
All right. Sounds good. She heard you. Let's get into the first segment that we like to call the burn line. Well, gentlemen, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. This may be a first for both of you gentlemen, but the Democrat Party is slowly being, well, maybe not so slowly, being taken over by a bunch of far left-wing extremists. I know that probably
Really?
comes as news to both of you.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
Wild.
Unbelievable, right?
This is the first I'm hearing about this. This is
Assumed it would be. I assumed it would
okay.
be.
Okay.
This is going to be a segment of just dumping on the far left-wing party of the Democrats. So you can send all your hate mail over to redbeardriot@gmail.com.
Good Lord. I reply with ass pictures.
I was gonna say, don't send this shit to me. I won't even read it. I don't care.
Yeah, so this has become a more prominent topic of discussion as of late. I'm starting to hear more and more centrist liberal Democrats talking about the direction that the Democrat Party is going into and how there's a lot of fear right now that the party is being taken over by these left-wing socialists, self-proclaimed socialists and communists, left-wing sects of the Democrat Party, like the Democrat Socialists of America or the DSA.
Right, your AOCs and Rashida Tlaib.
Yep. And even some more prominent like influencers, that are out there right now that have been making Sergeant Grumpy Pants has lost it. You all right there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm okay. It was just the names. Just the names.
Those are actually real names, sir.
It went back to the old SNL skit when God, it was Robert De Niro. It was like, my balls is a hairy. It was from all these terrorists that they had. I thought it was hilarious anyway, but that's just what struck in my brain. That's why I started laughing, because Redbeard Riot was naming real names, but that's all I could hear in my brain were those goofy ones.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
What do you think when I say Ilhan Omar?
Oh,
all right. Yeah.
that's probably the best I could come up with right now.
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
I think bacon.
Bacon. There you go.
Bacon.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. But yeah, like some of the more social, like influencers, like Hassan Piker has recently been making the rounds in the headlines for some of the crazy, wild things he's been saying. And he's been saying stuff like this for a while.
Yeah.
But I want to say it was a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, I posted a video to the YouTube channel over on Smoke Signals Inside Quest, where it was just a small clip of Bill Maher talking about the direction that the Democrat Party is heading into right now. And I actually found the full clip that I'd like to go through with you guys. It's about 9 minutes, but I figured we could go through that clip today and kind of dissect aspects of that clip and what Bill Maher is saying about the Democrat Party.
It's broke.
It is very, very broken. Let me pull it up for you guys.
And finally, new rule, Donald Trump has told 1 trillion lies, but when he says Democratic Socialists of America are actually communist, that's not one of them. And it's not hard to prove it, just by quoting the DSA and their candidates. It gives me no pleasure to have to do this. I'd much rather keep going the good vibes from my summer vacation. I had an awesome one, by the way. I totally got a girlfriend at Bible camp.
Before we go any further, Redbeard Right, how would you classify, for those people out there who may not be familiar with Bill Maher, how would you classify Bill Maher's political views?
Well, I mean, he's generally sort of, I guess you would call him classically liberal, right? Maybe somewhat left of center, certainly not sort of leftist. Although I do gotta say is who doesn't get a girlfriend at Bible camp? I mean, if you can't get a girlfriend at Bible camp,
there's something wrong with you.
Right?
Yeah, no, you need to read it hard. You need to read it harder is what you need to do.
That's right.
You need
In any case, yeah, certainly no Republican Bill Maher, but not really extreme to the left either. He's somewhat centrist, somewhat to the left.
Would you classify him as a reasonable Democrat?
Sometimes. I struggle putting reasonable and Democrat in the same sentence a lot of the time. That I'm kidding, but
I'm not.
He's not so far off the mark that you can't laugh at some of the jokes that he makes because, okay, haha, we can laugh at ourselves. And I don't even necessarily specifically identify as a Republican either, right? But Bill Maher is a guy who probably has what we would typically call Western civilization sensibilities, right?
Sure.
He would, look at the Constitution and maybe look at a few things slightly different than, someone on the right might or whatever. But at the end of the day, there is still sort of like a core foundation there where, he wants more taxes for social programs and a Republican wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I do like Bill Maher. One thing that I respect about Bill Maher is that he's not afraid to go after his own party. Like, yeah, he'll go after Republicans for sure, but he'll also go after Democrats. And that's largely what this video is going to show, is that he has the ability to argue both sides of the aisle there, or poke fun at both sides of the aisle, rather.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and finish watching.
However, right before we left, Vice President J.D. Vance was on the show, and I told him that if the Democratic Party keeps going in the direction of the DSA, my vote was in play. And all I heard all vacation was, oh my God, you're a Republican now. No, that's not what I said. I said in play. And here's why. Because not a week goes by where I don't read about some newly chosen, exciting new face in the Democratic Party.
Oh my
and then
God.
when that face opens its mouth, the Communist Manifesto or some other crazy shit comes out.
Yeah.
Again, let's just read the quotes. The DSA platform says you work as much as you are able and no more than needed. If that was any closer to Karl Marx's dictum, from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs, they'd be sued for plagiarism.
He's not wrong.
Nope.
Not to leave any doubt, New York Mayor Mondani once tweeted Karl Marx's words exactly.
Yeah.
They're not trying to hide it. Their most popular influencer, Hassan Piker, thinks communism is so groovy. He laments the fall of the two of the most murderous regimes in history, the Soviet Union and Chairman Mao's China. Mondani's aide, his top aide, Sia Weaver, said, if you don't believe in the government's sacred right to seize property, it's over, and impoverish the white middle class. What? That's a goal? You know you're supposed to scare people into voting for you, right? One of the new soon-to-be Democratic congresspeople, Darlisia Chevalier, supports seizing all properties from landlords and said, seize the means of production. Mondani has said the end goal is seizing the means of production. I think they want to seize the means of production.
No, that's not communism. What are you talking about?
You had posted something in the middle of the week where you said, and it was beautifully spoken, and I'm paraphrasing here. You had said, believe them when they tell you who they are, or something along those lines. They're telling us to our faces who they are and what they want to do. And we shouldn't go, well, maybe they mean this, and try to interpret it as a different way, because once you get hit between the eyes with exactly what it is that they said, you can't defend that.
Yeah, and that's a scary thing, when we're talking about seizing the means of production and and it goes on. He's going to talk about like seizing property and everything else here as well.
Now, maybe you missed that in school or missed school altogether, but that's communism. That's communism, which we tried, and it doesn't work.
They're not
Parties
teaching
can
it
change
anymore.
sometimes.
What's that?
So they're not teaching it anymore.
That's right. They're not. They're teaching quite the opposite.
What communism is. They're teaching little boys how to be little girls.
That's it.
That's not 100%, but they don't talk about communism. They don't talk about Mao. They don't talk about Stalin. That's why when everybody's pissed at Trump, they call him Hitler, because they don't know who else there is.
That's right.
You have to keep up. Who freed the slaves? Republicans, Lincoln. Democrats were the racist party back then. But then JFK got elected and it switched. The DSA itself has switched, even 5 years ago. It shunned communists. That changed. Things change. Now the coalition within the DSA, called the Marxist Unity Group, is in ascendance. And I must take them at their word when their words include, our commitment is to the long-term struggle for a fully liberated, classless society, in a word, communism.
Yep.
And I called out in the last video that their logo there is a hammer and sickle, which is the old guard of the Communist Party in Russia.
It's
the
the
USSR,
Soviet
correct.
Union.
Wasn't that the USSR?
Yep.
Correct. Yeah. And if you go back, this would be a great, one of those on the street type of videos.
I'm surprised they didn't make it red.
Well, they added a little rose in there to make it less threatening, I guess. But
they toned it down a little.
That's right. But I guarantee you, if you were to do one of those on the street videos, with kids these days, and go out there and talk about this and show an image of a hammer and sickle, I would wager to bet that well over half of them wouldn't know the origins of where that hammer and sickle came from.
No.
My favorite thing is when I hear people talk about communism and they say, well, everybody else got it wrong, but that's probably because they just haven't done it right. We could do it right. Really?
Okay.
Like, just because we haven't done it, we will somehow magically make it work.
Before we completely rip apart our society and reorient everything around a new structure.
Right.
Can we maybe get like proof of concept first? I mean, I don't know if anybody's ever started a business, but you do a little bit of like research, and when it comes time to actually formulate a business plan, you don't just like make crap up, or at the very least, you don't start a business that's based on 24 failed businesses. No,
What?
you need to be doing something different. Why? Because all of those other things didn't work. And if you don't have a new idea, if you don't have the answer to the way that, it would work if we were to do this, that's fine. But you know what? You need proof of concept first, right?
It's like opening up a Blockbuster Video in 2027.
I don't know.
What do they have to do? Tweet out, elect more communists? Oh, yeah, Sia Weaver did that. Yes. Good. I'm glad you're shocked.
That had the intended effect.
That is it. And that right there is the scary thing, is how disconnected people are from politics today, which to some extent I understand, because it can be exhausting trying to keep up with things, but there are so many people. This is
also a disconnect from history.
Well, absolutely. It's just a complete disconnect from everything. But then you're getting people who hear sound bites, or they read the headline of a news clip and they go, I'm going to vote for that party because of that thing. And they don't know what they're actually committing their vote to, which is what's scary.
Yeah. If you're a child and your parent tells you don't touch the stove because it's hot, and you don't know what the word hot means.
Right.
That's what these kids are doing now. They don't know any better to be afraid of the stuff that they're presenting here.
Those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it.
A little wet behind the ears, these kids.
Yeah, green hands.
People got to realize this is going on.
Really with Bill Maher there.
Yes, my vote is in play. I'm not voting for anyone who thinks the wrong side won the Cold War or cheers for the Intifada like it's the World Cup. It's so ironic from the people who obsess about colonization. You know what's being colonized now? The Democratic Party.
100%.
Last month, 2 Democratic congressmen released an open pledge. They
Bill's a
wanted
little
their
late to
fellow
the party,
Democrat-
by the way.
What's that?
How
I said
he is?
Bill is a little late to the party, by the way.
Sure.
How so?
This stuff and these ideas have been growing,
Festering.
They've been growing
For a while.
in the left side of the aisle for a while. It's just
Well,
now they're
When do you
What?
think it started?
I want to say it
In the
started
70s?
probably. Yeah,
It's
I think, but
taken that long for them to make this much progress.
I think it's probably. I think all of this woke ideology and this far left extremist push really started back in the mid 2000s, probably around 2010 is when you started to see this become a more prominent aspect in media entertainment. It started to become a more common talking point where we were as a society trying to normalize things like this,
right, where it really sort of began to be presented, and even then it's being presented as, oh, we're being kind, we're being caring, we're taking care of people who are disadvantaged. There's a video, and the name of the guy is slipping my mind right at the moment, but he was an ex-KGB agent out of the Soviet Union. And this is back in like 1982 or 1983. And he's talking about what the strategy is for moving communism into the West.
I've seen that video. Good video.
And it's all about, getting into the institutions. You lay low, you do very small things. And this is a gradual process, and it takes a generation or it takes 2 generations. But after a while, you take control over these institutions, and the culture then shifts enough to where people who don't know any better start promoting these ideas.
And you go after the youth. That's always, if you ever want to know what direction the wind is going to head, look at the youth, because that is going to tell you. Look at the next generation coming up. That is going to give you your barometer for what direction the wind is going to be heading. Whatever is popular, whatever is being pushed through music, whatever is being pushed through movies, whatever messages are being pushed through these universities, that's where all of this is really being allowed to fester. It starts earlier than that. It's starting as right. Early as kindergarten now. You see it with the whole gender ideology, and as young as kindergarten. So it's been going on for a while. To the Red Beer Riot's point, it certainly has its roots in the 70s, but it's been more
1984 KGB propagandist. His name is Yuri Bezmenov. And you can find that video on YouTube where he's talking about changing the culture of the West.
Well, even I'm paraphrasing this quote from Malcolm X, but even Malcolm X was seen in a video where he talks about the dangers of liberalism and how it'll be brought on, by a white liberal, and how dangerous that is.
It would be a white liberal.
It would, and it has been a white. Predominantly white female liberals.
Well, and this is part of why I say Bill Maher is late to the party, because up until now, he's been on board with basically everything, right? And then when all of the stuff that and I'm not going to say that he's like 100% in support of all of everything, all of the intersectionality and the critical race everything. But all of that stuff then spawns, hey, it's communism now. Like, okay, maybe we need to backtrack a couple of steps, and it didn't come out of nowhere, right? That's really what I'm saying, is it didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It grew through all of these things.
Members to sign. It said, we are capitalist, not socialist. We want safety, not lawlessness. We are proud, not ashamed of America. These should not be hard words for a congressional Democrat to sign on to. You know how many did? 8. 8 out of 212. Guys, really, there's got to be an easier way to lose the swing states. And no, this nonsense is not where most Democratic politicians are right now, but it's also becoming a raging fire festival in the party that neither is anyone putting out. People are actually getting elected now who literally don't think we should have police or prisons or borders. And again, they're not lying about who they are. The media is.
100%.
Ask Ms. Chevalier about the border. She says, yes, literally abolish the border. You know, if you call a woman a whore and everyone gasps, and then the woman says, oh, no, he's right, I'm literally a prostitute. Believe her. This crowd literally wants to get rid of our form of government, the Senate, but also, and I quote, replace the president and Supreme Court with an executive and judiciary chosen by and subordinate to Congress. Yeah, no biggie. Just taking the very essence of our government, which is 3 branches checking each other and shit-canning 2.5 of them. Who could be this nuts? I'll tell you who. Morons who are still wearing COVID masks in 2026. Oh, my God, yeah. This photo is from the DSA meeting in Denver 3 weeks ago.
The thing that kills me is you can hear it in the audience, the audible gasps and like they don't know that this is going on. Like I see these, maybe it's because of the state that I live in. I see these people all the time. People driving around in their cars by themselves with the windows rolled up, wearing a fucking mask. You are an idiot if you are wearing a fucking mask in your car, driving around by yourself. All this ridiculous shit here that you can see, you know, on the screen there with all these people wearing that. It's not because these people are, and maybe COVID broke some brains. I'm sure it did. And maybe some of these people here actually think that they're at risk for getting COVID, but it's also a sign. It's also a way to signal that, hey, I'm with you. It's a me raising my hand saying, yep, I'm a crazy fucking Democrat, socialist too. I've got my mask on. I'm one of you. It's a virtue signaling effort there by the people. It's crazy.
If you want to be accepted by the cult, you have to follow the rules. You have to.
You got to drink the punch.
You have to get in line and don't step out of line, because stepping out of line, like Bill Maher is doing right here, is what gets anybody else canceled. That's
an extremist view.
Yep.
Right. Oh no, okay, Bill Maher's far right now.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Since the far left, the far left, is overwhelmingly made up of affluent, ultra woke white people, you raised your kids wrong. You told your precious brats that every brain fart was genius, and now those brain farts are becoming Democratic Party policy. Francesca Hong, yet another major Democratic candidate who's all in on abolishing the police, and is running for governor of Wisconsin, says, I think that my perfect world would be a world without prisons, because we all see the humanity in one another, and then we know nobody's disposable. Well, murder victims are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you heard
Rapists.
this kind of nonsense coming out of the mouth of a teenage beauty queen, it would be an eye roll. No wonder that the most true blue Democrat ever, James Carville, says, there's just some shit I can't be in the same tent with. Yeah, Carville said, I'm done. I'm not in that fucking political party. Now, Gavin Newsom disagrees. He says he's good with it because the party is a big tent. Well, you know what else you find in a tent? Clowns.
Elephant shit.
And here's the main point I wanted to make tonight before I let the video finish here, is that especially with anybody out there who may be a Democrat and you're considering voting Democrat in the next upcoming election, this is only going to stop if you start voting for Democrats that have a set of fucking balls that are willing to stand up to this extreme left-wing sect of their party and say, we're not going to allow this, we're not going to take this anymore, and ostracize that party into oblivion. If you're not willing to vote for a Democrat that does that, if you vote for a clown, as Bill Maher said, like Gavin Newsom, and you vote, you give somebody like that your vote, that's saying there's space here for that. There's space here for communism. There's space here for socialism. There's space here to bring people in that want to abolish prisons, abolish law enforcement, and all these crazy things. There's space in my tent for. Imagine a Republican coming out and saying, you know what? There's space in here for the Nazis.
We're bringing in the neo-Nazis.
We're bringing in the neo-Nazis. There's space
Right.
under this tent for everybody. Let's bring in the neo-Nazis. Let's bring in the, the white supremacists and everything like that. There's plenty of room in the Republican Party for all of them. No, you can't do that. And if you vote for somebody that says something is ignorant and self-destructive because they think that's going to get them the vote, they don't care about the people at that point. No. When somebody makes a comment like that, when somebody says there's space in the party for all these crazy fucking liberals, that person is only saying that because they think that by saying that, that is going to win them points. They are going to eat you alive. The second they get the chance, they are going to eat you alive because your goal is not their goal. And they know they're only being used for their votes right now. Like these socialists, these communists, they're playing the long game. They know they're only being used for their vote, which is why they've aligned themselves with the Democrat Party to begin with, because they knew the Republican Party would ostracize them and push them out. They're aligning themselves with the Democrat Party right now because they know they can use the Democrat Party and its resources as a vessel to get what they want. Sergeant Grumpy Pants.
Go ahead,
Red Bear.
I was just going to say, is how much of voting do you suspect ends up being, I'm voting for the guy who's lesser of two evils, right? Like, I don't necessarily love this Republican guy, but this other guy over here is just awful, right? Like, when it comes down to a choice A or a choice B, and none of them is, what is it? It's a shit sandwich and a giant douche, right?
Right.
To reference, an excellent South Park episode there. And it makes me wonder if this has anything to do with this third party that Tucker Carlson has been talking about or trying to start up or whatever, as, I don't know, potentially a means of pushing that fringe of the Democrat Party, that leftist side, pushing them out to be a minority that can't get elected anywhere. In other words, we start a new party, and the new party is, fairly centrist. It's not, those crazy MAGAs, right? We're not doing that exactly. We're doing something a little bit different here, but we're doing capitalism, and maybe we have some generally liberal values or whatever. That's someplace where a guy like Bill Maher probably is going to look at, oh, MAGA Republican, it's JD Vance or it's Marco Rubio, whatever, right? And somebody who pops up in, a Tucker Carlson type party and says, all right, well, let's look at the lesser of two evils between these two things, because this other thing is you can't even consider.
How would that be different than the independent party?
Traction, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. Independence, Green Party. Who's the other ones that were all nutso about? Ross Ulbricht, the Libertarians. None of them have ever really been able to gain too much traction.
Haven't. Except for Ross Perot. He was
right.
one.
I think the goal of a third, quote, third party, right? Because there's a bunch of parties, but I think a goal of a party like this that you could put in front of your typical Democrat and say, hey, you can vote for me, it's okay. I think that party looks a lot like the Democrat Party of 1995, the Bill Clinton Democrat Party.
Right.
Those are people that James Carville and Bill Maher will happily vote for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's kind of I think we're both saying the same thing in different ways too, right? Which is you have to figure out a way to squeeze this sect of your party out and ostracize it and quit catering or kowtowing to them and allowing them to ride the coattails of the Democrat Party to get funding, to get votes, and all of these different resources that the Democrat Party has, because they're going to use that and they're going to eventually take over the entire Democrat Party.
If they're not able to marginalize that side, that far left side of the Democrat Party, I think the Democrat Party ends.
Absolutely.
I think it's already ended. We're just waiting for it to be finally swept. I think we're just waiting for it to be swept under the rug and be completely done with. Bill Maher is no longer, as Redbeard Riot had mentioned, he would have voted for the 1996 Bill Clinton. But Bill Clinton back then was a reasonable Democrat, right? There are no such things as reasonable Democrats anymore, right? Things where people could say, and Bill Clinton even said, we're a nation of laws, and if you enter this country illegally, you will be deported. We're also going to put up all this money towards, drugs and fighting this and everything of that nature. And everyone's like, yeah, good job. And then it went to George W. Bush took over in 2000 after that. The only time I ever voted Democrat myself was the very first time I could ever vote, and I was very young, right? And I voted in November for Bill Clinton back when I could, the very, very first time I could vote. Ever since then, it has been Republican because I just couldn't see any logic with the Democrats and what they were wanting to do. It just didn't align with me personally. Now, I've never been a registered Republican. I've never been a registered Democrat. I am a registered independent, and my candidate never makes it past further than anything like what Ross Perot did, which is the only reason I know that guy's name still to this day, because he made a pretty good, solid advance, right? But he was a billionaire prior to it all anyways, very much like Donald Trump is a billionaire as well. So there was something to that, having the money. I like this whole picture and analogy of what Bill Maher has up there as this circus thing. So when you look at that picture, to me, all these clowns with the multicolored hair and makeup and extravagant outfits, it looks just like a regular, typical June Pride Month picture that you would see on a float somewhere down the street. But that's what I think this new Democratic Party, and I can't even call it a Democratic Party, it's like a Democratic Socialist Party. They are wanting to push the edge of the envelope. They are needing that new, because same thing, you go to a circus, what are you looking for? The oddities, the things that shock and awe. Right? This new Democratic Social, but in order to get headway and movement, they want the next shock and awe, because look what we're seeing in news in this day and age. Another mass shooting. Okay, no big deal. We become so desensitized to it that they're looking for the next shocking thing, the next revelation that comes out that makes people go, oh my God, this is either amazing or terrible, but it was still something that it got your attention. That's what you go to the circus for. And that's what the Democratic Party is turning into, is a fucking circus with the Democratic Socialists. That's exactly what they're becoming. They're becoming a bunch of clowns that are skirting the edge of the envelope and really trying to get their claws in through this just, I think I just said it before, the shock value, the factor is in there. Yeah. That's what I think. But I think the Democratic Party is kind of like, how are you going to get a bunch of Bill Maher's this day and age to vote against stuff like this when most of the people his age want to be young and cool and hip and see, look, I'm in solidarity with you. I'm going to vote the same way, because you have people that are Bill Maher's age that have always been Democrats that are like, you know what? Yeah, it's progressive. We're all going this way because this is the way it needs to go in order to advance.
Well, I think Democrats and Republicans both have a problem on their hands when it comes to young, influential people. I don't think the Democrat Party right now has any. I can't think of one, honestly. And if somebody knows of one, please drop it in the comments. But I'm talking a sensible, middle of the road Democrat who is, in their 20s, out there, campaigning or talking on behalf of what we would consider normal liberals or normal Democrats. There's nobody in that party right now. The Democrats have no one in that party that is kind of center or center left, talking sense into the party and talking sense into the youth. And I think the Republicans have, a small handful of these people, but they're not going to move the needle in the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party needs to have these young voices themselves. And they have a problem right now because they don't have any of these young voices, because it is so difficult to have an opinion or a view in opposition of the far left right now, because you're immediately ostracized, cast out, canceled, because the leadership of the Democrat Party doesn't have a set of balls, and they're not standing up and protecting these people. And so that doesn't exist in the party right now.
They're sheep.
Well, I've made this point before, which is that if you stand Bill Clinton side by side, or let's say the policy positions of Bill Clinton side by side with Donald Trump, they're not really all that different.
No.
Right. The thing is that there are enough people who cannot vote for Donald Trump because they don't like him.
Right.
It has almost nothing to do with, policies and, foreign policy, this, that, and the other. They just Trump don't like him. And really, what are we? I mean, everybody talks about, oh, hey, we're going back to high school with all this stuff. Guess who won the election for class president in high school? It was the most popular kid or the cutest girl or whatever. We don't vote all that differently anymore. No. We haven't changed that much. But some of these people who can't stand Donald Trump's personality would take a lot of his policies, but just can't pull the lever for him as a person.
That's right.
There was something that I read or heard about not long ago. This Dr. Abdul El Sayed, who won the Michigan Democratic primary for the U.S. Senate on August 4th, 2026. Now, if he wins the general election in November in 2026 against Republican Mike Rogers, he will become the first Muslim U.S. senator in American history. That also is another shock and awe factor, because, Muslims, what else? What do they bring to the table that's not shocking? Possibly Sharia law.
I think that could be a whole episode too.
Oh yeah, and it's kind of skirting along the lines of this. How far are we going to push the edge of the envelope when it comes to this new factor, progressive factor? We're trying something new because it's never been done before. And how far do you go down this hole before you can't get out of it?
Well, and I just don't think that's the thing. That's the problem when the elders of a tribe don't stand up and speak on behalf of the tribe, when they let the young, green, uneducated sect of their tribe, try to lead. Like, they don't have the experience, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the wisdom for any of this. And there's nobody standing up in the Democrat Party right now saying, hey, sit down, shut the fuck up, sit down. This is how we're doing things. When you've put in your time and you've earned your place in this group, then you can have a seat at the table. We're letting people come in from all over the place, you know, with these extreme views, and we're just giving them a platform to speak.
And voting them in office, apparently.
And voting them into office. And I say we, not us, but people are out there voting
the
these crazy
populace.
people. Yeah, exactly. Voting these crazy people into office. And somebody needs to stand up before it's too late, because I'm telling you, you know, and that could be a future episode we do where we talk about Islam and the Muslim kind of invasion that we've been seeing taking place in places like Dearborn, Michigan, and throughout New York and all of this stuff. Like y'all are playing with fire. You know,
I think a lot of it
from,
too. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, y'all are playing with fire, and take it from, you know, 3 guys who have been around long enough to see what extreme ideology in Islam looks like.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say is I think that some of it too has to do with a little bit of ignorance. How many times have you seen, you know, it's one of these man on the street videos, and a presenter will go up to a person and say, hey, you know, present whatever the thing. They'll be talking about immigration, or they'll be talking about transing the kids, or whatever it may be. And
I love that term.
The presenter will say, the presenter will say something like, hey, shouldn't we be against, you know, it's just for an example, shouldn't we be against, you know, transgender surgeries for children? And then the person who is sort of just like default liberal, sort of default Democrat, goes into the box, checks the name next to the D. That person says, oh, well, that's not happening. And the presenter will be like, yeah, here it is. I have proof. Look at the proof. And they'll just be like, oh, no, that's all right. I think we're done, you know, and just leave. And we're like, oh, okay, so you just don't want to see it. You would take the position that if it were happening, it would be bad, and you would vote against it. But when it's put in front of you, you'll go run away. Like some of that maybe is some willful ignorance, but I think a lot of people in the end just don't know. Bill Maher, for himself, a year ago, if you would have told him, some certain things, would have told you the same thing. Oh, well, that's not happening. Oh, haha, Ben Shapiro, you're so funny, but that's not happening. You know what I mean? And so again, a lot of that comes down to an awareness. Now, does that awareness grow through the media? Are some of these more left-leaning media outlets going to continue pushing that more left-leaning agenda, or are they going to be forced to kind of pull back away from that and maybe start highlighting some of those things that people generally don't understand, don't know about?
Yeah. Well, we've got a little less than a minute here. Let's finish this video up.
It's so funny. So many liberals shit themselves every time Trump puts gold on something in the Oval Office. Oh, it's historic. And the separation of powers isn't? Get your head out of your ass. I would vote for Sarah Palin before this shit. She's a bimbo, but if you asked her to come up with something she likes about America, she could do it. You betcha. Thank you very much.
I mean, to his point, you could vote for Sarah Palin, who is pretty much white bread, vanilla, basic bitch as they get when it comes to, politicians. But at least it's pretty safe. It's not going to be anything super extreme.
Right.
We're not going to be doing communism with Sarah Palin.
No, and she lives real close to Russia. She could see it from her house.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Well, let's move on to our next segment here. But before we do that, Red Bear Right. Did we want to knock out some
Goodness
apologies?
gracious.
Oh, we got him
Let's
now.
see. Let's
Can
see.
Agnes finally do her job?
Can we read Agnes's writing? All right. We have a few apologies here because
All right.
we love you guys. We hate to we hate to tweak anybody's butt. And so unfortunately, we apologize. We apologize to Congress, to Charles Manson, to Starbucks, to Nimrod, to Senator Moreno, to Josh Hawley, Chris Hansen, our favorite To Catch a Predator, Chris Hansen.
Yes.
We apologize to the normies. We apologize to Little John. We apologize to James Bond. We apologize to women who can't camp with the boys. We apologize to bears. Fauci's beagles. We apologize. Rick James, Casey Anthony, Strong Woman, David Duchovny, Muslims, I guess. Michael Jordan, Michael B. Jordan, the something that I can't read, and violent aliens. We apologize.
Ooh.
Also, people who don't know how to have family game night. We apologize.
Yeah. Good one. Good one. Well, let's roll right on along here and get into our next segment, gentlemen, that we love to call Allegedly.
I love that. Just every time it tickles my funny bone. I enjoy it thoroughly. Well, allegedly dumb this week, as far as I know, this is me, right?
Yeah, it's all
Okay,
you.
cool. I mean, allegedly dumb, so
Allegedly, it's you.
allegedly is So this week, everything that I've been seeing has been about an upcoming movie that was due to be released this October. And it is a very interesting premise, one that's not too dissimilar from what men have had in cinema for decades, but it's now kind of highlighting something for the ladies. So I got a clip up there. It's clip 1. If you wouldn't mind playing that for us, it's going to be the movie trailer. And I don't want to say what it is. I just want people to watch it and kind of take it in, kind of like she is in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, now. Wait a
Oh
minute.
boy, here we go. All right. Oh my gosh. Can we show this on?
Yes,
Wait
you
a
can show
minute.
it. It's
Do we
on
need
it. Oh, I downloaded it from social media. It's
What's
safe.
going on?
It's literally the trailer. It's just
Not
this is how it
everything
opens.
on
See?
social media is safe, my friend.
It's literally.
right.
So look at that. The first couple seconds, it's already got intrigue and controversy. Let it
It's got
play.
something. Yep.
Good
All right.
idea. Right. Take it all
I'm
in like
trusting
she is.
you.
Trust me. Trust me.
Today's catch. Tadge.
You needn't yell. We can smell you coming.
Lick my worm.
So then, fisherwoman, you caught yourself a lover yet?
Love seems more a burden than a prize.
Sorry.
Where's my mum?
There's absolutely no shame in living out your remaining days alone.
I'll marry you.
Oh,
I want you to make me a husband.
Yeah, it's a little elf.
be at the chapel in a month.
Good.
Feeling strong, my friend. Call me elf one more time.
I am here to marry you.
What's that?
This is my husband.
I heard that he's strong as a tree and just as hard.
He's wicker.
Straighten me right out.
You are the
gotta
reason
hurt.
I live and breathe.
It's not natural. Men are not like that.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. Yeah, fuck off. You know, you've made quite an impression. The wives, they're all aflutter.
I don't blame her. I climbed that.
Cousin. You've become quite bold, haven't you, fisherwoman?
He has his days, I have mine, and we have our nights.
Is someone being murdered?
Let's dig in.
I'll be fixing the bed this afternoon. It broke again.
You've got some sort of scheme going with the natural world, haven't you?
Mother Nature provides, I merely augment.
I just have to say real quick, if you've ever owned wicker furniture, the last thing you want to do as a woman is break off a piece of that furniture and shove it up your
Don't sit on it
coop.
naked.
Holy hell. It doesn't matter whether you're going with the grain or not.
Yeah, this is a part of the fantasy that's kind of getting out there. Scratchy. I'd say splinters are not lubricant, kind of along the lines of sand. Sand is not a lubricant. But
women will do everything but be with a normal guy.
As you have seen, gentlemen, what are your thoughts? Cigar Titan, why don't you go ahead and lead us off there for what you saw from that preview for the movie Wicker that's due to be released this October?
I mean, in fairness, I don't know if this movie is going to be a comedy or not. The way that the trailer was cut, it certainly appears that it's trying to come across in a somewhat humorous way. So I'm going to take that with a grain of salt, that maybe there's a tinge bit of humor here with the idea of creating this wicker man to marry and everything. But I mean, wow, it kind of it was like 50 Shades of Gray, but for like people who love shopping at like Home and Decor and Pier 1 Imports. Like, I don't know.
What if we set this movie in modern times, and instead of making the Wicker Man out of wicker, making him out of, I don't know, polyurethane and silicone?
Right. That's a great point. I mean, it feels like we're kind of heading in that direction, right? Where I see something on X or something, and it's this like super lifelike female robot, and guys are just like, but can I fuck it? Like, that's all I want to know. Can I fuck it?
Yeah, that's usually the consensus for men, but obviously women aren't too far off of that from what we've seen in the trailer.
No, despite what they say, Sergeant Grumpy Pants, they are not. They are no better than men, and their brains, when they get around other women, trust me, the filth and garbage that comes out of their mouth is far more egregious than anything men say when they're in groups.
Are you saying that they wouldn't care if it was a wicker man, so long as it looks like Alexander Skarsgård?
Oh, I'm guaranteeing that. There's a picture. If you could pull up pick one as well. This is the actor who is playing the Wicker Man. This is 2016. So it was 10 years ago, but he's not too dissimilar looking today at 49 years old than he was 10 years ago. And that was him at 39. So
and what was this movie?
The Legend of Tarzan. This is the picture from him just wearing his, breeches that he's got going on, but completely shirtless in the Congo fighting.
I thought that was Cigar Titan.
I mean, yeah. The only difference is he just doesn't have a stogie between his fingers or in his mouth. So,
but I remember all the ladies going crazy for this movie when it came out.
I mean, look at the guy. He's literally carved out of fucking wood, right? Like, he is just chiseled, right?
Yeah.
All right, settle down. Just settle down.
lot of hard work there. So you got to give credit where credit's due.
What's interesting?
The long flowing hair.
What's interesting is, so I look at that preview, and it does make me wonder about how much of an allegory there is to, the rise of something that we have seen in today's modern society, in our day and age, which is having an AI boyfriend or AI girl. You're dating the AI, and the AI is really focused on, pleasing you. The AI will glaze you all day long. Oh, you're so smart. You're so pretty. You're so beautiful.
Get that constant dopamine hit.
And what makes me kind of laugh about that a little bit is, I don't know if you've ever met a woman. You might see a movie, like a romantic comedy, and a lot of the times, it's portraying these men who are, like this movie appears to be, and I think I even heard him say a little bit of like, oh, like he's obsessed with her. He lives to, fulfill words are hard, fulfill her every desire, and be all of these things for her. And I say, I wonder if you ever met a woman, because if you try to do that, you're gonna get stuck in the friend zone every time. 100%. I'm gonna do everything you want. I'm gonna be there for you, and I'm gonna tell you yes to everything. That girl does not want to date you.
Nope, because you remind her being a sweet like her brother.
And they always say, so you'll get these movies, and this is like, this is like an asshole. This is the woman. Well, okay, we can have a conversation about that, but you get these movies where it's like, supposedly the woman's fantasy relationship,
right?
But in real life, no,
right.
It's unless you look like Alexander Skarsgård, in which case you can do whatever you want.
Now, obviously, this movie is, it is definitely fulfilling that niche of the female fantasy. She's being obsessed over. She's being loved and adored. And, there's a big part of it, and this whole controversy that's kind of arising from it. The movie's not even out yet, and people are already talking, men and women back and forth on TikTok or Instagram, social media platforms, that are just like, well, see, this is exactly why women choose the bear. It's because they can't even have a real man. They'd rather have this fantasy makeup thing. Okay, well then, if that's the case, then don't get on men when they become passport bros and they leave the United States to go find a woman that's more traditional than what it is that American women are willing to be themselves. Or men here in the United States are starting to look for these AI girlfriends that are made of silicone that are pretty, like Cigar Titan said, really lifelike when it comes to the mechanics or the automation of everything.
So I've heard.
Yes, that's things that we've seen. It's still fulfilling that type of fantasy. Now, is it okay for women to do this in cinema? Absolutely. I don't see anything wrong with it at all, because it's definitely a chick flick, right? This is definitely going to be a chick flick, no different than 50 Shades of Grey. I loved that, where they were like, every woman wants a relationship or a sexual relationship with their man, like 50 Shades of Grey, but they can barely take a finger up the ass. I always loved that, because that was way harsher in 50 Shades of Grey than in reality what they were willing to tolerate or put up with. But at the same time, men have been doing this in cinema for years. Let's go back to 1987 with the movie Mannequin, right? He created.
It was a great show or movie.
It was a good movie.
I don't remember him having sex with the mannequin.
He did. But she was a human being. She turned into a human being.
That's right.
And then he was the only one who could see her as a human being. And then when everybody else came around, she froze back into an actual mannequin made of paper mache or wood composite. I don't know what a mannequin's made out of. Plaster, who knows? But then we fast forward to 2002 with the movie Simone, right? This whole AI complex thing back then, right? Over 20 some odd years ago, with that same type of, we're creating a woman because a perfect woman, because a perfect woman doesn't exist that we can find. So we're creating it. I don't see anything wrong with women doing the same thing with in fantasy, in movies and film, doing the same exact thing. I think it's nice. There are aspects of it where people have been talking about women saying it's not just about the sex, although a lot of that trailer portrays her just getting railed. And he even makes a comment saying,
there's 3 or 4 clips
again.
of that.
Right. I have to fix the bed again, because
I think it's a little
broken.
bit amusing that the trailer anyway seems to portray, history as if nobody ever had good sex.
Yeah.
But before the Wicker guy showed
exactly.
up, all of the villagers were just like, sexually frustrated because, none of them knew what they were supposed to do.
Well, you could also look at the movie Chocolat, which is chocolate, whatever it is, with Johnny Depp back in the day. This lady blows in with the wind, this French town that's otherwise dreary and drab. She opens a chocolateria store there and she sells her chocolate, and everyone just comes to life. Kind of that same type of thing where the sun comes out because this new entity has arrived and everybody like a flower can bloom and blossom.
We didn't know what we were missing.
We didn't know what we were missing. Like that didn't happen before, but there's other movies that portray that, but I don't think there's anything wrong with women doing it. And there's also the controversy with most women saying, the other aspect of it is he is helping her in her life. He's adding to her life. He's not just taking from her, right? He's there to help her. He's thatching the roof. He's fixing the bed, which, he himself was part of breaking, but whatever. He's doing things to add to her life. And I think that's another thing that women really want is an equality of a man, is not just to be the strapping, man who's 6'4", a bazillion ab muscles and makes, 6 figures and is going to have time to devote to his family while concentrating on his career, wanting to be obsessed with her, but not too needy. Like this movie fulfills that type of fantasy in that regards, but as we all know, it's fantasy. It's make believe. It's fun.
Maybe. I mean, aren't we really just speculating here? We have no idea what this movie, whatever kind of message this movie is going to have. What
exactly?
I'm going to shit all over the movie before it even comes out.
Well, yes, absolutely.
But that's exactly the fun part of it, as Cigar Titan says, is we're just speculating, and this is the thing that we can go off of, based off of a teaser trailer, right? This is it, and then people are talking back and forth, so it's kind of fun to hear that. If you could go ahead and play clip 2, this is something that I actually found really amusing because it's already starting with people, men and women, kind of coming out, making fun of this whole thing when it comes to a wicker man in your relationship, or the perfect man for you, so to speak.
All right, let's see it.
A dummy with 3 wicker baskets, one for a face, one on his chest, and one on the crotch, and then holding a thing of roses. I thought that was hilarious seeing that. But it doesn't stop there. If you could play clip 3 as well, it just gets funnier because people are already
I'm going to go ahead and suggest that this movie probably has a wonderful takeaway moral lesson that we'll all learn something very valuable from.
Right. And that's to not fuck a wicker basket.
Don't ride your wicker basket.
Who are you to judge?
You can love your laundry. You can love your laundry basket. Just don't love your laundry basket.
Right. That's right.
If you could play clip 3, I'd appreciate that, because this goes on over. And these are things I'm just finding completely at random. It's so great. All in relation to the wicker.
This one's wet. This one too. Also wet. Huh. This one's dry, but the back of the seat in front of it is wet.
Let's talk about fulfilling the female fantasy here. As you said earlier, Cigar Titan, women are just as raunchy, if not worse than men, especially when they get around their little cliques, the girls going out on girls' night or going to see Thunder Down Under, or I don't even know if Chippendales is a thing anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like you go, oh, we're going to go see an all-male strip review. Oh, we're just going to just have fun.
What was the name of that movie that came out?
Magic
that
Mike?
Had all the male strippers. Magic Mike. Yeah, Magic Mike.
Magic Mike, and then Magic Mike XXL.
Oh, okay. Calm down here, guys.
I know, right? Easy. I just say it. But these are things that fulfill that female fantasy. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but it is kind of funny when people take it too seriously, whether it's a woman or a man taking it too seriously. Like, men should not be threatened by this. It's a premise fiction based off of a woman needing a husband, or finally wanting.
I think any man who walks by his wicker furniture after this and gets jealous probably has other deep-seated issues going on that he needs to address.
And they're starting to come
immediately opening up Craigslist.
Yeah, and
this stuff is getting sold right away.
And they're already starting to show these deep-seated issues. If you could play the final one, clip 4, this is kind of something that I think maybe have struck a nerve with most people when they saw the trailer.
I don't have a clip 4 here, so I apologize.
Double check, see if it's there. Double check. It was so good.
I
thought it was funny, anyways.
All right, I do have a clip here.
Yay!
I'll pull this up right now.
And this is the fourth and final one, because this is basically, this segment is over after this. But it's just fun to kind of talk about these types of things and what's going on between women and men and how the controversy is starting. And it's not even out yet, which I think is great.
You got a lot of time on your hands. Here it comes.
Oh, good.
Oh no, a wicker baby.
9 months after she sees the wicker man.
Poor Leo.
Leonardo DiCaprio didn't like the fact there was a full wicker baby in that bassinet. But I thought it was a very interesting premise, and seeing that it's already sparking a lot of back and forth controversy and heated debates between men and women on social media. Most of the videos you saw were from TikTok. That's where I'm seeing most of this stuff. So be on the lookout, because I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Well,
but
there's been I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I was going to say, it's just you're going to see more between now and October, because that trailer dropped not long ago.
Yeah, there's been lots of movies that kind of cater to the female fantasy, and that's And that's the thing, like with guys, we're so simple. It's like, you know what caters to the male fantasy? Show some tits on screen and some big booty hoes, and like men are happy. You don't need wicker men or guys at a strip club or glittery vampires. Like you don't need any of that for, like, we are so simple when it comes to what we like, whereas we're very visual creatures, right? Whereas women are very much like, you've got to tell them a story, like they've got to be wrapped up in it. It's the whole 50 Shades of Grey thing. Exactly. It's like, oh, I want to be romanced and seduced and all of these other crazy things in order to be turned on, where guys are just like, show me your tits.
Do you guys remember this?
I think it's probably pretty reasonable to say that everybody here and probably lots of good men out there are perfectly willing to make whatever attempt or effort, you know, if your wife is interested in something, one thing or another, whatever it is, you know, you want to be
not dressing up in a wicker costume. It's not.
You lie. You lie.
Your bra bestie says, I don't have any wicker furniture, but I don't know. She might be buying some.
About to get on Amazon. No, but I mean, in a relationship, you cater to each other,
of course,
right? And that's a tame way of saying, but you know, you as a man, you would want to be desired by your wife, and you'd want to know that you can take care of what her needs are, right?
Sure.
So it's not crazy. The thing that makes me just laugh a little bit is just like, you'll see this online where it'll be like, it's the list of things that give women the ick, right?
Yes.
And then it's just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
When he blinks his eyes, I hate it when he blinks his eyes.
When he breathes.
Yeah.
And you just go, man, if I gotta avoid all of these things from giving the women the ick, I don't even know what lane to go on. If we're talking about, it's the woman's you know, fantasy, this, that, or the other. And it's like, I don't think that any two women share the same ideas about what all of that is.
Oh no, they much like men, we have our own tastes, we have our own desires and things that fulfill us and satisfy us either mentally, visually, or physically, you know, with the stimuli that we're looking for. And to further the point of Cigar Titan, do you guys remember the movie in 1991 called City Slickers, when Mitch is sitting there talking to his friend played by Bruno Kirby, and Bruno Kirby's talking about the analogy about women coming down from spaceship and, you know, all this other. Billy Crystal's character goes on to say, you know, men and women are just different. Like, women need a reason to have sex. Men just need a place.
That's it.
It's pretty simple when it comes to men. Women obviously are a little bit more convoluted, and you need a treasure map to kind of find your way in, so to speak. I still like what the movie 1999, American Pie.
I was just thinking that.
Casanova.
Just gotta listen to what they say and pretend to be interested in shit.
I don't know, man. That sounds really hard.
Literally, this is how you know that what we're saying is true. I was thinking the exact same thing.
But that's to further the point, and that's. But I thought it was a very interesting premise because I just ran across this trailer, and already my feed on TikTok and Instagram are just lighting the hell up with all these things back and forth. Some comical and satirical, other things that are actually getting really controversial. Between this is why women need real men, because we have to fantasize about the ones and create them and blah 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 blah. And yeah, but that door swings both ways, right?
I hope you didn't actually come across anybody saying that.
There's a lot of that. Redbeard, right? There's a lot of those comments that are on a lot of these videos. I could send another one, but I think we'd be running out of time, and I don't want to do that. But there's a lot.
I think there's a whole segment here where we could just talk about the differences between men and women and what we look for, and the fact that women have created this unreasonable standard for men to aspire to right now.
Do you think men have done the same?
Yeah, I will even make a very, very
let's hear it.
Visual point. Look at Barbie, the Barbie doll, right? Impossible
Okay.
measurements. No little girl can live up to that body type of standard, so to speak.
Yeah, but
So
that
you
was
have
created
people-
by a woman.
right. That was created by a woman.
Four
But then we
little
also
girls.
have, but then we also have He-Man, created by a man with impossible
I've seen
body
dudes that
standards,
look like.
yeah, but how long
seen
they've been on the
dudes
juice?
Sure, but I would say that too. That's probably not the ideal fantasy physique for a woman. Women want men, that look more like this
Alexander Skarsgård,
Bambi the
than
Destroyer.
they do. Then and men want women that look like Bambi the Destroyer. At least guys these days
It was
do.
so great.
These are obviously super wide generalizations, right? Everybody
Absolutely
has
not.
different
This is all
tastes,
based
but
on
no,
science.
of course we know.
This is all based on
This is all
science.
based on science, man.
Did we?
I'm not
we
going to
got
sit
this-
here and pussyfoot around it. This is
We got this from
100%
Dr.
science.
Fauci.
That's
sure
right.
Didn't. But anyways, that's allegedly dumb. That's what I got. And there's probably going to be a lot more to follow on this. But I don't want to beat a dead horse. We talked about it. We got a little bit out there. I like
You don't
hearing
want to
both of your
beat
guys'
dead
point of views.
whores?
I mean, yeah, I'll leave that up to politicians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. Unless you guys have anything else you want to add to this entire segment, that's
I think
all
we'll
I really
have to
had.
dedicate a segment in the future to just talking about the differences when it comes to what women find attractive versus what men find attractive and what it takes for each one of them to get to that point. I think there's probably a whole segment there that we could talk about. Piss
Let me ask
everybody
you
off.
this. If we do that, do you think it would be beneficial to bring up a couple females on the show in order to get their explicit opinions? Or are we going to just rely on comments or possibly just going off of what our
I
ladies?
mean,
I
we
mean, if
know
you-
everything.
We know everything. I mean, if you value their opinion, sure.
Sure, yeah, there's that. So
No, I'm kidding. Don't go and cancel me. Of course, I value their opinion. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, let's move on to the next segment. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. You have found Smoke Signals and Side Quest. This is episode number 8. We air our episodes every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over on YouTube. You can find the audio-only versions over on Spotify and Amazon Music the following day, so you can take us along for the ride during the week. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. If you have an idea for a future episode, we'd love to hear it. And maybe we can talk about it on an episode. I don't know. We'll toss around some ideas and see what we come up with. But let's get into our final segment of the evening. That is Retro Hail Riffraff. And I'm going to have to bust out the apologies as soon as I get off this podcast. When I go
come
into the
on.
room and talk to my fiance. You don't value my opinion. Of course, yes, I value your opinion.
You have to say that.
I have to say that.
it's like your parents telling you, you are so special. You have to say that because
Right.
they're your parents.
Yeah. That's how you turn out to be a Democrat.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So what brings us for Retro Hill Riffraff this week?
What a twist. Well,
I see what you did there.
Today, what I've got for you boys is a quick little game. We are going to take a look at some films, some cinema that have to do with an excellent twist in the movie. Something that you didn't see that coming. In fact,
Fight Club.
We are going to be talking about
Yep. The Departed.
Didn't see
Inception.
that coming. Now, if you don't know, and this is your first time checking us out, the way this works is we're going to present some a couple of 2-3 lines from each one of these movies, and we're going to give Cigar Titan and Sergeant Grumpy Pants a chance to try and guess what these movies are. You can also play along in the chat. If you do, you'll win absolutely nothing.
That's right.
So,
That's clean up.
Let's
bragging
go
rights.
ahead and get on with the show. You guys ready?
Yay. I am.
Let's do it.
All right, let's see what we've got in What a Twist.
Round 1, fight.
Your gun's digging into my hip.
I already know what this is.
Oh,
You gave it away, dead giveaway. I already know what it is.
Does this
Cigar
movie have a
Titan.
little bit of a twist to it, would you say, Sergeant?
Yeah.
Grumpy Pants?
Definitely.
I think it's a
twist.
comedy. I think it's a comedy.
Let's take a look at
100% correct.
let's take a look at another line. This one, these initial ones are pretty easy. Let's see what we got. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I knew
Did
it.
it click?
Yay! Cigar Titan. Would
Did
you
it
like
click,
to be
Cigar Titan?
asked some questions?
I'd like to be asked some questions. Yes.
No.
Okay.
All right, moving on. You should know it from this final quote, and if you don't, you need to go back to high school. All righty then.
Anybody?
Anybody?
wanna say it?
Anybody?
It's Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Do we
There
what?
you go.
Yeah, that's 100% Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. It's Tone Loc, guys.
Nobody knows who Tone Loc is anymore.
Funky Cole Medina.
Unless
Is
you're
that a-
our age.
That's a deep pull.
That's what she said.
Ace Ventura? Anybody?
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Yeah, that's
Good movie. Good movie. I remember going and seeing this in the movie theater with my dad and him just laughing his ass. I've never seen my dad laugh so hard at a movie.
Good memories.
I miss
Good
I miss
times.
Jerry. I miss him.
Let's see what else we've got here. All right, Cigar Titan, you ready?
I'm ready.
Where'd you get those shoes? Whores for less?
Oh, I do not know this off that. I'm gonna need more.
I know the quote.
Do you really?
I do.
Where'd you get those shoes? Whores for less?
Let's see if we can spark anything else. Well, that might have been possible if Miss Not So Bright here hadn't started throwing things in court.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Do you really?
I do.
I am drawing a.
What do
blank
you
on this
say?
one.
Does this movie have a little bit of a twist to it? Did you see it coming?
It had a twist to it. Yeah.
By the way, we're not doing spoilers here for these 25-year-old movies.
I think this might be one of your bra bestie's favorite movies.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, I looked at the
really?
comments.
Did you?
I did.
Oh, you cheater! You cheater!
Well, I didn't mean to. He said your
Before
bra bestie,
Medea
and I-
sailed away on the Helios, she killed King Creon and the princess with what? A rock,
Oh, maybe
a
this
spear
isn't
gun, or a bit of poison?
Oh, this was not the movie I thought it was.
No,
What movie did you think it was?
Oh, what is that one with Reese Witherspoon where she's a lawyer?
Oh,
Are you talking about Legally Blonde?
Yeah, Legally Blonde.
No, switch it up. This is something else.
Well,
Don't look
I'm
at-
looking at the comments now, so I see one down there. That's probably it.
See, that's what I did accidentally because he said your bra bestie, and that's the only place I know that your bra bestie was. From the
Oh,
comments.
yeah.
I went over there.
Have you seen Wild Things?
Yes, I have seen that
A
one.
very young Denise Richards. This is exactly. I think it was this movie and Starship Troopers that kind of threw her
Yeah.
into the mainstream zeitgeist.
I was very disappointed that Nev Campbell never got topless. Now it's too late.
Of
Nobody wants to
course,
see
of
it.
course. This is one of a few movies that my wife will tell you that she did not call the ending. That it caught her off. That she was like, "Oh, what?" No.
Yeah, this
She
one had a
usually-
good twist.
She usually will pick up and be like, "Oh, it'll be 10 minutes into the movie," and she'll be like, "It was the doctor." You're like, "What are you talking about?" But anyway,
With the candlestick.
yeah, right.
Great. Yeah.
Let's see what else we've got here. To a cop, the explanation is never that complicated. It's always simple. There's no mystery to the street, no arch criminal behind it all.
I got nothing.
Kind
I
of
got
think I
nothing.
know what this one is.
That might not be a dead giveaway. It's not supposed to be, but
Yeah, I might know what this one is.
starting to formulate some thoughts there, Titan.
Yeah.
The greatest trick
Yep.
the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Yep, I know what it is.
I think I know what it is.
think?
Keanu Reeves?
No,
No?
it's not Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
Cigar Titan, is this Keanu Reeves?
It is not.
No.
Oh, okay. That's not the one.
Let's try one more. Let's try one more, Grumpy Pants. I think you'll know. Rat on your pop, and Kaiser Soze will get you.
I don't know this movie.
Wow.
None of this is ringing a bell.
You're the one that knows all the movies.
I think this is The
Can't say all,
Unusual
that's an
Suspects.
Well, it's not the unusual suspects. It
Or
is
the usual. I'm
usual
sorry, usual.
suspects.
Unusual. Well, they
I've
are a
never
bunch
seen
of
the
unusual
movie.
people. Yes.
How do you feel about the How do you feel about the twist ending there, Cigar Titan?
You know, I'm going to tell you a funny story.
All right.
I never saw it. I just know the movie by the quotes. But I know that I do know. Oh, did we say we're not doing spoilers? Because if we're saying we're not doing spoilers, I won't say it.
I don't
I don't
care.
even
This
care.
movie's so old. If you don't listen,
Yeah.
So
if
I
you're
know
watching
Kaiser
this and
Soze
you don't
or-
want to have spoilers, close your ears, cover your children's ears.
I will say this is one of Kevin Spacey's first really good twists in a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, was Kevin Spacey the killer?
Oh,
I haven't
Kevin
seen the movie, I couldn't tell
Spacey.
you. I just know he was the guy that nobody thought.
This whole movie is all around surrounding discovering who this person, this Kaiser Soze is. And Kevin Spacey's character is sort of like in police questioning, and he's kind of like a mob informant kind of guy. And so he's telling this story and he's doing this thing. And this character, this Kaiser Soze, is he's the boogeyman, right? All the criminals are afraid of this guy, but nobody knows who he is. No one's ever seen him. Nobody knows.
You probably didn't even see him standing there in the lineup, but when it pans out, he's the guy. He's the character on the very far right with his head down.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the very first movie I ever saw with Kevin Spacey in it was Seven, and I thought he
Seven,
did a great
yep.
job in that one.
Yeah,
In
he
this
did.
movie, he plays this very diminutive character. He's, he walks with a limp. He doesn't look you right in the eyes. He's very, very kind of shy and reserved. You get to the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah,
he's
there
walking
he is.
down
Look
the
at-
street. You see him
I know that
limping.
hairline.
He's doing his thing. His posture straightens up. He
Is that
begins
Kevin
to walk
Pollak?
just perfectly fine.
Pollak?
Yeah, it's Kevin Pollak. And
Oh, okay.
turns out
Okay.
Kevin Spacey is Kaiser Soze.
Dun,
Now
dun,
that I've ruined it
dun.
for you, you never have to watch it. So let's move on. What do you guys
Yeah.
think?
Okay.
What have we got? If only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything.
I know that
Oh,
quote.
I know what this is, and that is going to be. I know exactly what it is. Yeah, it just popped in my brain. I know exactly what it is.
I know the
Brad
quote.
Pitt.
I don't know the movie
Edward
yet.
Norton, Brad Pitt,
This
Edward
is
Norton.
this is a little bit of a twist on this movie. You are not a
okay.
beautiful
Yeah,
and
now I
unique
know.
snowflake.
Please. Okay, can I guess? Can I guess the last quote?
You can guess the last quote.
His name was Robert Paulson. Am I right? Am I right?
Oh, this was a support group for men with testicular cancer. The big moosey slobbering all over me. That was Bob. Bob has bitch tits. Yes.
Your bra bestie says it's legally blonde. This one is, in
Yes,
fact, legally
absolutely
blonde.
legally blonde. Recommending this movie to anybody?
Yes, 1,000%. David Fincher, great movie, fantastic movie. 1999.
I've got to send you guys some video clips about how what was the character's name in this movie?
Tyler Durden.
Tyler
Durden.
Durden is actually Ferris from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, that is a stretch of a
Interesting. Okay.
When you hear the breakdown, there's a guy that does these breakdowns, and he does it with all these movies, and he tells you how one movie is like, it's fan fiction, obviously, but he tells you how one movie is connected to the other, and he does this movie and Ferris Bueller's Day Off so well, where you're like, you actually come away from watching that video, and you're like, yeah, Ferris
The
Bueller's
conspiracy
Tyler
theory
Durden
holds water.
yeah, because it's supposed to be, I think, what was the friend's name in Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Cameron Fry.
Cameron Fry is actually supposed to be the character that Edward Norton is playing in this movie. We're just going to say it, Fight Club at this point.
Yes, Fight Club.
And this is Tyler Durden or Ferris Bueller basically coming back into his psyche after so many years.
It was beautiful. We were selling women their own fat asses back to them.
I'll send you the clip after. You guys have to watch the video. It's really good.
If you haven't seen Fight Club, go and watch Fight Club. The only rule about Fight Club is that
Once you watch it, you can't talk about
Fight
it.
Club. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Once you watch it, you can't talk about it.
We already broke rule 1 then.
We did. We broke it. We did. We didn't say what Fight Club is.
Snap
That's
that
right.
fucker clean off.
Hey, you are not a freak, okay? Don't you believe anybody that tries to convince you of that?
Sounds familiar.
No, I got nothing. That doesn't even
It's
sound
not a,
familiar
it's
to
not a
me.
widely known. It's not a widely known. It shouldn't be a dead giveaway. We were supposed to draw a picture. Anything we wanted. I drew a man. He got hurt in the neck by another man with a screwdriver.
Ooh, no,
I got nothing
Nope.
still. Yeah.
me neither.
This movie is one that you will see quite often online when talking about movies with a twist. Walking around like regular people. They don't see each other. They only see what they want to see. They don't know they're dead.
Oh, I know I've seen this movie.
Is this The Sixth Sense?
You, sir, are correct.
Yeah. Took me a second there.
There was a twist in this movie?
Yeah. Because Bruce Willis's character was actually dead the entire time. 'Cause that little boy sees dead people only. Well, not only.
There's
but
so
he
many
sees
plot
dead
holes with this movie. I hated this movie so much.
people. That sounded like a pimp laugh.
I'm about to slap you.
I didn't want to spit on my screen. Yes.
What was that?
You
gotta add that laugh into your laugh repertoire. 'Cause
That's
that
gotta
was
be
a
in the
good one.
repertoire. Listen, there's a lot of people who feel different kind of ways about Mr. M. Night Shyamalan and the movies that he
I
makes.
like his movies. I like The
I
Village.
hate his movies. I think out of all the crap he's put out, this one's probably the best piece of crap. But all his movies start off with these really good premises, and they get you like sucked in, and then the end never delivers.
I don't
Like
know,
this
I
one
I The
probably
Village.
delivered the most, but when you go back and you watch it a couple of times, you realize just how many plot holes are actually in this movie, and you're like, "There's no way."
I think
There's
probably.
no way.
I think probably his favorite, my favorite movie that he did was it's probably Signs. Between
Signs is a good one.
Signs and The Village is pretty good. The Lady in the Water is weird, but it's
It is
actually
weird.
not a bad movie. It's weird, but,
M. Night
and then there was
Shyamalan.
The Happening.
Yeah, killer
I never
trees.
saw
Watch
that
out!
happening.
Oh,
Watch out for those killer trees. What a twist! It's the
Mark
trees.
Wahlberg. I think I found a transformer. No, The Happening's not
That's-
happening.
That was the worst movie ever.
That one was
Watch out
hard
for
to
that
watch.
ficus. Ooh.
Oh no! The boy's best friend is his mother.
Already know it.
Psycho.
Well, let him get through the questions.
Since you're so smart, would you like to take a stab at what you think the next line is?
Oh, was I right? Because I honestly just threw that out there as a fucking guess. I honestly didn't know.
I really wanted to push the button down there that makes the noise that, oh, you screwed up, you're wrong, but no.
You've done that to me a few times, sir, even when I've guessed it right at the very end of it. And
Yes,
I'm like, wait,
yes,
that was
we
right.
are talking about Psycho. Guess the
Oh
next
my
line.
God.
This is the
I've never seen the
1960
movie.
version. Oh my gosh.
I've never
Well,
seen
then how
it.
do you know?
I
All right.
don't know.
We all go a little mad sometimes, haven't you?
Is that Norman
Yes.
Bates saying that line, or is it?
That's Norman Bates
Okay.
saying that line. We got our last one. You mean the old woman I saw tonight wasn't Mrs. Bates?
Yeah.
And do you
I
know
know
what the
the
twist
premise.
of this movie is?
Yeah,
Mama's dead.
His
yeah,
mom
Mama's
is dead.
and the killer was Norman. See, I never seen this, but it's so pop culturally talked about that I just absorbed it osmosisly throughout the decades, and people
It's
just talking
got
about it. I
Jamie
know
Lee
of it.
Curtis's mom in there too. She's the one that does the famous shower scene.
Yeah.
Janet Leigh.
Uh huh. That's
Wow.
Jamie Lee Curtis's mother.
Okay,
That's right.
okay.
Confession time. I've never seen this movie either.
There's another horror movie out there. I'm curious to see if that one's in the mix that has a pretty good twist at the end too.
You know what? I have a list that is enough for another round of this.
Okay.
So maybe
I won't say it then.
Maybe we'll get that next week. maybe not. We'll see. It'll be.
I won't say it.
It'll be a twist. Let's see what else we've got here.
Round 7.
The secret impresses no one. The trick you use for it is everything. I don't know. There's a little bit of a clue in some of those words. Nothing is impossible, Mr. Angier. What you want is simply expensive.
Again, nothing.
Nothing there?
No, nothing. Nothing is
You always were the better magician. We both know that. Whatever your secret was, you have to agree, mine is better.
What's the one with Gerard Butler in it?
It's The Illusionist?
That's the one I was thinking out.
The Illusionist is
I think
not Gerard Butler. It's the guy who played Hulk. His name is
Lou
escaping me.
Ferrigno.
It's Edward Norton is in The Illusionist.
Lou Ferrigno. I'm about to do a magic trick for you.
Got to do a magic trick.
This movie came out almost exactly at the same time as The Illusionist. This movie
it was
stars
Deep Impact and Armageddon.
Batman and Wolverine is who this movie stars.
Christian Bale and
Gerard Butler. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hugh Jackman. Christian
Bale.
Yes,
that's the one. That's
Christian
what I was
Bale and
movie.
Hugh Jackman. That's it.
Yes, that. The Prestige.
I couldn't think of it to the last minute. It was on the tip of my brain.
Prestige Worldwide.
Prestige Worldwide.
That's a failure, gentlemen. You have failed. This is a good flick. I like this movie.
I've never seen it, but I do remember Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman in this. It was like they came out at very similar times, like Deep Impact and then Armageddon, right? It was like the volcano, Dante's Peak.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I remember this kind of was that, but I never seen this movie.
It's a good flick. I'd recommend it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Round 8.
Let's see what we've got. So we're like superheroes. I really like this movie. And that might not necessarily give it away, but this is a good movie.
So we're like superheroes. Is this the it's got Paul Rubens and Ben Stiller.
No.
He plays
You thinking of Mystery Men?
Yes, that's I just needed to give him a reason to do that noise.
No. Let's try another one.
Got it.
We don't kill people, we destroy demons.
Kick-Ass?
Doesn't sound familiar.
You may not have seen this movie. I don't know that it was a widely popular movie. I don't know that it got a ton of marketing for this movie. This is an excellent movie. Only demons should fear me. You're not a demon, are you? The angel said you were. I can't believe that. I won't.
Is this the one with Keanu Reeves and it was Constantinople or not Constantinople? Constantine.
Or Istanbul? No, it's not.
It's not Constantine?
Not Constantine. No.
It's not. At least you got a chance to push this button twice. So. I don't know what this is.
I had to. Have either of you gentlemen ever seen the movie Frailty?
No, have not. But that axe and that shed look a lot like something from Evil Dead. Oh dear.
Oh no.
I would recommend watching this movie.
All right.
Bill Paxton's character has what he describes as a vision where he explains that it has become his mission to hunt demons. The thing is, nobody can see these demons. Only he can see these demons once he touches somebody. And he's got these two boys who he is raising to also join him in his quest. And the question of the whole entire movie is he
crazy or not?
Is he real or is he batshit? That's a good flick.
R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
It reminds me of another movie, but I don't want to say it yet. That had a
and
really
Joe
good
Young?
twist in it. No, it's got. Oh, geez, what's the guy's name that played in the movie The Gladiator?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
We're killing it with actor names today, by the way.
Right. We really are.
Yeah. If you want justice, go to a whorehouse. If you want to get if you want to get effed, go to court.
I think I know this one.
Do you? What do you think it is?
I'm not going to say yet.
One on you. Oh, come on.
No, not yet.
No,
I'm not going to do it just yet.
I don't know what it is.
From this day forward, when your mother tells you she loves you, get a second opinion.
Oh, maybe
Again,
not.
Nothing.
That might not necessarily give it away. Let's see if clue number 3 gives you a clue. So there never was a Roy. There never was an Aaron, counselor.
I know it now. Edward
What is
Norton, Richard Gere, 1990 something, and it was called Primal Fear.
Correct.
Yeah. Good
This
movie. Such a good
was
movie.
an excellent movie that absolutely launched Edward Norton's career. It really showed his range.
Yeah,
that was such a good movie. I like that
This
movie.
is a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
Excellent movie. If you have not seen Primal Fear, anybody out there, you have to watch this movie. We won't give away the ending, but you have to watch the movie.
Yeah,
I kind of already did, but don't pay any attention.
Only if people go back and watch this episode, which they might not.
This movie is a little bit more obscure, so you maybe have never seen this one. I will give you a clue right up front. It stars Timothy Olyphant, Steve Zahn, and Mila Jovovich.
Nope, never seen it. Don't know who
When I
any of
board
those
a
people
plane,
are.
making my way back to the cheap seats, I clock every door. I pace off the distance between those exits and my seat.
Snakes on a plane.
Yes.
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet
Snakes
is
on
another,
an ultraviolet
is a-
plane.
yes, that's correct. Ultraviolet is another one that is kind of a weird, like Mila Jovovich movie. I don't know if a lot of people saw it. It was sort of like right in between Resident Evil 1 and 2. And I
They were
wouldn't
giving her
necessarily call it a
movies
bad
based
movie.
off
It wasn't
the
great,
fame
though.
of the
They were
Resident Evil.
casting her in everything, though.
Right.
Well, it's because she was sleeping with the director or somebody.
Well,
like she's married to him or something.
That
That's
will
why.
do it. Your
Nepotism.
situational awareness kind of sucks.
Oh, that's not good. You need to know what's going on around you.
Negative.
Again,
Negative.
still don't know what this is.
Look,
Django
you helped me
Unchained.
create this fever dream of immortality. You are the privileged witness who's going to help me lead 100 different lives. It's you.
I literally have nothing. I don't know what this is.
No clue.
This movie is a little flick called Perfect Getaway.
Never saw it. I didn't even know this existed.
I won't give it away.
Well, what's the plot?
The plot centers around a couple who is on their honeymoon. They've gone to Hawaii, and sort of in the background of this all happening, there's been like a serial killer or some kind of murder spree that is going on, and it's happening on Hawaii. And so they're trying to do their honeymoon while also suspecting every single person that they come across as, this person is acting weird. What is that? It's worth at least a watch.
Is
Okay.
the killer known as the Huki Lao Luau Lei Strangler? No.
If it's not, it is
Should
now. Gentlemen, you suck again.
Damn it.
I thought we did pretty good.
I think pretty good. I think we did pretty good. You know, you work hard. You want to do good. You go out there and
You try to do good.
110%. You try to do good. I think we did pretty good.
That is one of my
That
all-time
was
favorite comedies.
maybe 100 and maybe 103%. I don't know about 110.
That was a good one. I like that. Nice job.
Elliot Richards spitting glass at your ass.
And there's still plenty of movies with twists out there that we could definitely do a follow-up
Oh
to
yeah.
this.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, gentlemen, I think we are officially at time. We did pretty darn good today.
Right.
And this right at around the 2-hour mark. So nice job. Nice job.
Seems to be our average.
Yes. Well, if
There's nothing wrong with average.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. Like I said, if this is your first time joining us, we're glad to have you along for the ride. You found the Smoke Signals and Side Quest crew. We air our episodes every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can find our audio-only versions that air the following day on Sundays over on Amazon Music and Spotify. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content from the sites Smoke Signals and Side Scroller. Smoke Signals. I said Side Scrollers. I've been watching somebody else's podcast. Smoke Signals and Side Quests. I apologize. Crew here, and we will see you next week, gentlemen.
You might even be able to find us on a Wednesday night scrolling around.
That's true. We are going to start doing some games throughout the week too. So if you guys want to join us during the week on Wednesdays, you can check that out. Maybe not this Wednesday unless you guys want to do it, because I'll be in Montana, but we'll see what happens.
You know, my wife told me is when we got done playing that Jackbox TV thing, she said, "You remember that game called You Don't Know Jack?" Yeah, that Jackbox TV was created by the same people that
is correct.
I didn't know that. She was so smart. She's very, very intelligent. So I try to listen to her as much as I can. She knows more than me.
Well, gentlemen, until next week, it has been a pleasure.
Yes, again, thank you.